So today I think it's your turn to ask a question, because the professionals have not yet arrived. Huh? Have you got a question to ask or no? Not particularly. And Kareem, you? And what about Khalid? He's not here tonight. Yes. So Salim is available, of course. Come on.
Assalamu alaikum. So, my question is that Hazrat Muhammad, peace be upon him, the angels who used to descend and bring the messages from Allah was Hazrat Jibreel and maybe others. This question was asked by someone that who are to bring the messages from Allah to Hazrat Masih Maud alayhi salatu wasalam, and who was the angel Tichi in this written in Hazrat Masih Maud alayhi salatu wasalam's book. Would you please explain that this name is?
You know, the angels are so numerous that according to the Holy Quran, for each person there are 2 angels looking after him and also keeping account of him. So you can imagine the number of angels if you consider how vast the universe is and the possibilities of life elsewhere and so on. So it's impossible to give a particular name to each angel. So how can I tell you this was that angel? Only a name is given to that angel. And if somebody asks which is that angel, he has not seen any angel. How can we point out to that some angel, that it is that angel? It's a very stupid question, therefore. Out of innumerable angels, only one is named. I mean, some are named, but this is one of those which have been named. If I ask which is Jibreel, he accepts there is a Jibreel. Can you point out to me that is Jibreel? What is the answer to this question? Which is Israel? So it's stupid. It is a stupid question to identify a certain angel. So Tichi is a word which may mean which comes on time. Tichi is also a Punjabi expression. So angels are known by attributes, in fact, and the names given to them are attributive names. So Tichi could as well be the name of an angel who appears in time, perhaps to punish the enemies. When their time reaches, that angel arrives. So that angel they have often witnessed already, the opponents of Ahmadiyya. Right at the moment when they thought they had become victorious, angels descended from heaven and they destroyed their scheme and frustrated their hopes, and all the tables were turned against them. This has happened so many times before that you can't keep count of it. Individually in various regions and areas and in waves, for instance, there are waves of hostility towards Ahmadiyyat, and they come after a certain period. Every time, some angels descended and frustrated the plans of the enemy. So those who come on time, their organizer angel could have been called Tichi. Like we guess that Jibreel is the head of the department of sending revelations. So whenever angels descend, they are under the command of Jibreel. So Israel, according to us, is not one single angel. He is only a symbol for death. And under him, there is the entire system of death-creating agents and causatives, which are governed by a host of angels, of which Allah, except for Allah, nobody knows. So this is exactly the claim of Allah. In the Holy Quran it says that none knows about the hosts, the number of hosts of angels except Allah. Allah's hosts, that is angels, except Allah. So the answer should be just a matter-of-fact answer. Try to make him understand that these things are not to be mocked at. Because if the word Tichy is strange to you, so the word Jibreel is strange to a Japanese or a Korean or any other person who is not known to Islamic terminology. So he will have as much right to laugh at these things and dub them as hocus pocus if you are doing it just for the addition of one name. Yes.
Assalamu alaikum. In fact, I have several questions on behalf of a friend of mine who is under Tabligh in Canada.
In Canada.
His
and
name is,
which nationality does he belong to?
He's Egyptian.
He's an Egyptian.
His name is Samir al-Kurdi. The first question is, what is the difference between the cycles of persecution and progress that the divinely founded organizations are subjected to, and the cycles of similar or apparently similar persecution and progress which the worldly organizations are subjected to, such like communism, for example?
Yes, I understand that point. Please sit down. This question I have already attended to in one of my earlier sessions. I think at quite at some length, but for your benefit, I would repeat it, if not in that detail, but in essence. The most important difference is the atmosphere in which a movement takes root. If it is a worldly movement which is not supported by a divine power, then if the factors available at the time of the movement are weak as compared to the opposing forces, that movement must be destroyed. There is no other answer to this. Feed the facts to the computer, whichever side would be heavier must win. Now I'll further explain and then you will follow. Whenever a movement is started on worldly basis, any profane movement, any non-religious movement, it has to be successful only when there is enough ground for it already present, enough support for it either in ideology or in the circumstances. And such movements always take root in hatred and revenge. And there has to be enough revenge present in the society against certain usurpers, certain dictators, certain power, which makes the majority of the population on the side of that ideology. Then there is not only a possibility, but there is a great probability that such a movement would win. But it may not win either. That is also a possibility. But the factors available are obvious. For instance, for a communist movement, there are certain important factors which have to be present. Otherwise, that movement cannot be launched to success. There has to be a stage of industrial development. There has to be a certain gap between the haves and the have-nots. There has to be a history of maltreatment on the part of those who were in the government against the poor, and an oppression and insensibility to the requirements and sufferings of the people. Plus, there has to be an outside support where leadership could be provided and strings could be pulled.